1920s, characteristics and consequences. It was a time of conservatism. In music, the three sounds were jazz, jazz, and jazz. It was the age of prohibition, it was the age of prosperity, and it was the age of downfall. It was the age of everything. It was a dramatic break between America's past and future. It was a time of great social change. The historical background of the 1920s is marked by five movements and special moments: the Great War, the Great Depression, and the psychoanalysis, modernism, and Marxism. The Great War from 19 to 1918. In 1917, America entered Mr. Wilson's War, a war that became a bloodbath. Nearly a million soldiers were killed in the single battle of Verdun alone. The country seemed to have lost its innocence. People started questioning the authority and traditions. In 1929, the Great Depression started with the New York stock market crashed. And some movements affected society: modernism, rejection of all traditional themes and styles; Marxism, in direct opposition to the American system of capitalism and free enterprise; and the psychoanalysis called for a new understanding of human sexuality and the role it plays in our unconscious thoughts. As a consequence of all this, America faced social changes. The most vivid impression of that era are flappers and dance halls, movie palaces and radio empires. Scientists shattered the boundaries of space and time. Aviators made men fly and women went to work. The same decade that bore witness to urbanism and modernism also introduced the Ku Klux Klan, prohibition, nativism, and religious fundamentalism. For the first time, more Americans lived in cities than on farms. The nation's total wealth more than doubled between 1920 and 1929. And this economic growth swept many Americans into an affluent but unfamiliar consumer society. People from coast to coast bought the same goods, listened to the same music, did the same dances, and even used the same slang. The American dream has powered the hopes and aspirations of Americans for generations. It began as a plain but revolutionary notion. Each person has the right to pursue happiness and the freedom to strive for a better life through hard work and fair ambition. But over time, this dream has come to represent a set of expectations about owning things and making money. So what exactly is the American dream? How do we come to define it? And is it changing? The American dream has three elements: America as a new Eden, a beautiful and bountiful land; optimism in the future; and a belief in the triumph of the individual. The 1920s were one of the most interesting times in American history. In some ways, America became less open to new people and ideas. Immigration was restricted. People feared new political ideas. The 1920s opened up many new possibilities for Americans. It was a time of many changes in the ways Americans lived. In fact, for many, even most people in the United States, the 1920s brought more conflict than celebration. However, for a small handful of young people in the nation's big cities, the 1920s were roaring indeed.
Created using Powtoon.